Action! Ladies and gentlemen, today we'll be making cornbread, an American favorite and classic, and brought to you by the Quaker Oat Company. To start with, we will have 1 1/4 cups all-purpose flour, which we will be replacing with Arrowhead Mills organic oat flour, fresh from the grocery store. Brought to you by Danny Wegmans and Guglielmo, straight from Deutschland. Okay, and we said 1 1/4 cup. So we'll. It's a little lumpy, but that's okay. This isn't the science; it's an art. We'll use the Force, the power of the Jedi. Looks close enough to me. Okay, so that's 1 1/4 cup Arrowhead Mills organic oat flour. Next on the ingredient list is 3/4 cups Quaker or Aunt Jemima enriched cornmeal, which of course we are using Quaker brand. And that was, again, 3/4 cup. This will be a little bit more accurate because corn flour is much more powdery. Nope, not there yet. Okay, that's close enough. Next on our ingredient list will be 1/4 cup sugar. In this case, we will be using sugar in the raw, natural cane turbinado sugar from Hawaii. And that again was 1/4 cup. My product placement there. Get sponsored endorsement from Sugar in the Raw Company. Sugar in the Raw. Okay, that looks like 1/4 cup. 1/4 cup of sugar. As you can hear behind me, we have been preheating the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
So the oven is now preheated to the proper temperature. Now, the recipe here calls for 2 teaspoons of baking powder. However, from past experience using oat flour with this, we will use 2 tablespoons of baking powder. To get the necessary rise using a replacement flour. We'll also use a butter knife to accurately measure 1, 2, 3. Next on our list is an optional ingredient which we will pass, which is 1/2 teaspoon of salt, but we don't need that. Being health conscious as we are, we're going to skip the salt. We've got plenty of salt in our diet already. Now it comes to the wet ingredients. You'll notice that we have 2 bowls, one for the dry ingredients and one for the wet ingredients. So we're moving on to the wet ingredients. We will start with a 1 cup of milk. Finish that milk off. My assistant Guglielmo will dispose of the container for me. While I retrieve another half gallon of milk to finish off 1 cup. go. That's 1 cup of milk. The recipe calls for skim milk, but we're using 2% because that's what we have. And it works out just fine. And now we will need 1/4 cup of vegetable oil and 2 egg whites or 1 egg beaten. Now we always just use the egg beaten in our household here because I don't want to separate eggs. And neither does William. So, we will, however, be replacing the healthful vegetable oil for a artery clogging butter. Others more traditional would be using bacon fat for this, but we just don't have any bacon fat available. Just kind of stay on our toes. Okay. So what did we call for, Faye?
What?
It was 1/4 cup vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil.
And we all know that... No, I'm using butter. We all know that 4 tablespoons equals 1/4 cup. And we want a 1/4 cup. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 for the pot. Frozen butter. Nothing like it. So we will take the butter, place it in the cast iron skillet, which will be the home of our cornbread. And we'll just put that on low.
Not that low.
Not that low. Well, it's pretty close. So it doesn't burn. We'll be okay.
The butter's moving on its own.
Yes, it's a miracle.
Stop. There.
Nope, it's going, it's going, it's going. It's going to collide. Boom! All right. Not as much butter watching. Okay. While that's melting, we'll scramble our egg.